And hello and welcome to Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Today again with a new episode of this. Yeah, where did we last leave off of? I'm not quite sure, to be honest. With Power Band, does this show me anything? Right, I wanted to try the Zapdos thing, whether or not Zapdos was still where it was. It was not. So I basically wasted a little bit of time. But sometimes that's what it is. So how about we get rid of all this, and then we will take an Oran Berry out of our inventory. Let me check where it is. How about right here? We will take exactly one. And I think that should solve most of our problems right now. Since, if you remember correctly, our missions on the job list were in Mount Thunder, deliver one Oranberry on Mount Thunder floor 5. We did not find an Oranberry before floor 5, and the one that we found in the later parts of it, we had to eat because I would have fainted otherwise. So, right. Today we are going to do the actual thing. We are going to deliver the Oranberry. So, nice. We are in Mount Thunder. And yeah, anything else that's... Oh, already the pre-evolution of Manectric is already on the floor. I don't know the name of a pre-evolution in English. I know that its German name is Fritzelblitz. Also, if you're wondering why I'm always trying to make those comparisons to a German version or in general to Germany, it has... Why did I use Thundershock against this? Okay, it's called Electrike. Interesting. I just do this because of a knowledge perspective. I like to communicate the knowledge that I have so that maybe it's interesting to you. It's not really that I'm interested in the German language all that much. It's just that I'm interested in comparisons between languages, which is pretty interesting. So I thought that I should mention this in between those runs. Anyways, we have to go to the 5th floor, and while I was babbling, we already reached the 3rd floor, so only 2 more floors to go, and I think that should be fine. A thing that I've never really paid attention to is the music track of this game, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, and I wish I could tell you whether or not this music track is vast or not. But to be honest, I never have music on when I'm playing by myself, so I have no idea how vast the music track actually is. I know this song, and I know that it's not the only time that this song gets played. I think this song gets used pretty often, but to say how often it gets used, I have no idea. So yeah, if anybody has any idea about that, feel free to talk about that. Music in games is also a pretty interesting topic. Unlike most other people, it's not that important to me. I think that a very monotonous music is pretty boring, and you should have some amount of you either have to have, in my opinion, music that is really pregnable for your mind. It's is that called I think so. You are able to remember the music. Or you have to have music that is good to have in the background, where you aren't disturbed by the fact that it's actually running. That's how I think music should be or could be. I don't know whether or not that's all the music that I like, but that's the music that I spontaneously think that I like. So this music here, I think you can just have it in the background, or at least with the volume that I'm having it on. I don't feel any problems with having it in the background. It's not that flashy. You don't have to listen to the music. Sometimes I even like the music and hum to it or whatever. You know, it's a good music for a dungeon crawler. Is it called dungeon crawler? Roguelike. Let's go for roguelike. For a roguelike game that is pretty long, and I mean it probably is also a dungeon crawler, where you absorb different dungeons, and yeah, I think the music is fitting. I don't know how vast it is, however, since if I were to have this music on a little bit of a louder volume, I have a pretty low volume, then I might get irritated quite quickly, so quite hard to tell. Yeah. In comparison, the Master Duel OST, or not OST, soundtrack, sound library, It's actually, I think it's not that vast. I heard about it that it was not that vast. And except in the streams, I don't really listen to the Master Duel music soundtrack, but I think when I listen to it in the stream, I really like it. As long as I don't get an overdose of a music track, I don't really have a problem with listening to that music, since it is really epic, and I like having the idea of this epic battle. It does lift up the mood when I am, at least for me, it lifts up my mood when I am playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Against an opponent and I feel like what I'm doing is really cool, or it's actually really, yeah, it's cool. Yeah, cool is the right word in this situation, I think. So, interesting comparison. Yeah. I also noticed there are, if you wanted to categorize the music that you, or the games that you like to play into different categories, for me the most interesting games that I like to play are games where I am able to try hard, and or I'm able to grind a lot. So Pokemon, I'm always able to grind. Basically, I always try to get to high level pretty fast, or grind a lot in between. It's not the fastest way of getting to a high level, but still it's a way. And I like that. It's pretty fun to play the game like that. On the other hand, I also like games like, for example, Yu-Gi-Oh! Where you are able to grind out your combos, but you are also able to try a lot in the actual game, where you try to beat your opponent with your wits, try to determine when to use which effect, when to disturb my opponent's plays, interrupting. That's also a kind of game that I like. I think the most charming point about Yu-Gi-Oh! Is the fact that you can make the randomness in a Yu-Gi-Oh! As little as possible. You are able to really dim down the randomness of Yu-Gi-Oh! By using the right combos. You are able to do that, since the synergies in your deck will be able to work oftentimes regardless of whether or not of what your hand looks like. For example, if you play a serious competitive deck, there is a really low chance that you will get a board or a hand that can do nothing. At the very least, you will have one or two negates, one or two hand traps. Maybe something is up so that you can't go full combo, but still I think if you build your deck correctly, in most cases you will always be able to do something. Of course that's different for different deck types, but if you really wanted to, you are able to solely win based on, first of all, what deck you play, and second of all, how you play your deck. So that's pretty important. And I had a battle against a Shaddoll player. I don't know whether or not I have recorded or uploaded it right now, so it was a battle where my opponent used the Shaddoll fusion cards. Really, did I forget to go towards my client? I forgot to go towards my client, I only noticed this now. So, what am I supposed to do now? Do I have any orbs that I can use? No, I don't. I guess we will just have to have this in the background. I guess this is going to be a talking episode. Anyways, he used the Shaddoll fusion really elegantly in battle to inflict a lot of damage to me in a minimal amount of time, and it was really hard to cope with that situation. I think I also lost. That's probably also because I played a version of Dragon Link that wasn't completed yet, and I didn't play my main deck, because in my main deck I still think I would have won. But still, he played a really well Shaddoll deck. He played it so well that I was surprised in places why I did not consider this myself. It was really educating, to be honest. And yeah, I think if you are able to unleash that much of the potential of your deck with your playstyle, this just is impressive. This is impressive to say the least. So yeah, normally just to clarify, Shaddolls are for those that don't watch Yu-Gi-Oh! There might be some that don't watch Yu-Gi-Oh! But like to watch this Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Shaddolls are a card type or an archetype where you get your effects by sending those cards to specific places, most of the time to the graveyard. And there are also a lot of fusion monsters. I mean, that won't tell you much, but there are pretty strong boss monsters that you can get with Shadol, and they are pretty strong. But it's of course different, it's always different on whether or not, no, the deck is always different depending on who plays the deck. That's what I want to say. It's this kind of thing where, I don't like that analogy, so I won't make it, but still there are differences in how you execute things, which can determine what a top player is and what is not. I mean, the most prevalent difference for that would be a, still a metric on the floor, would be a one where you could think about fighting games. I talked about this on the channel before. There are games like Smash Bros. Ultimate, the whole Smash Bros. Series, the Mortal Kombat series, the Street Fighter series. There's probably some more. This Nickelodeon Brawl Star or whatever it's called, also a thing that it's that is a fighting game. There are a lot of things, but not but. In those games, it's always different. Not only which character you play, the characters of course have different strengths and weaknesses, but the more important thing is that it's different how you play them. The top players basically have the same pool of characters that you also have. So of course you should theoretically be able to play exactly like the player that you want to play like. There is in the Smash community, there is the person called MK Layer, which is a very strong Smash player, which also has a pretty good win streak or winning rate. I don't know whether or not it's a winning streak right now. And he plays one of the characters, which is a DLC character, so you have to buy the character. But if you did the same thing and bought the character, and then you were to theoretically battle against this guy, would you win against this top player? Of course, thinking that you are not a pro player, that you just started the game and you wanted to play against him because you think it looks easy. You would not win, which is the idea behind skill in a game. The more skill-based a game is, the less RNG-based it is, I guess. And that's quite interesting. Anything interesting going on here? Nothing too interesting. Yeah. Yeah. I always like talking about things that are more complicated to me. But okay, let's go into the Mount Thunder again. I think this is the fourth... Why am I... Let's not question my decisions right now. I think this is the fourth time that I've gone into this dungeon in a row. Because I don't know why, I guess I'm an idiot. That's a pretty easy explanation for what is going on, but I don't know. Max Alexis, alright, and we will go to this place. Nope. We will go to this place. Alright. This is at the very least not... I think this dungeon is pretty small, or this floor. Nah, that's not what I wanted to see. But still, I think there are not that many rooms in this specific floor of the dungeon. At least it looks like the rooms are bigger, so you have less space for tinier rooms. There are dungeons where you have rooms that are pretty small, and you have basically 20 of them. Yeah, 20 is, I would say 16 to 20 is realistic for some dungeons, I think. I might just be completely... it's really hard to say. Maybe we will be able to take a look at it after we get to those dungeons ourselves. But just from the top of my head, it's pretty hard to say whether or not what I just said was true or not. So how about we just continue, and our goal is still going to be the 5th floor, so that we can finish this specific mission. Gold ribbon, oh, we will pick that up. A gold ribbon is a very expensive item that you can... I think it doesn't have any use case to it, except being very expensive, so you are able to sell it in the shop. I mean, if you play Pokemon, there are things like the nugget, or things like, I don't know, the pearl, the star fragment. There are things like that, and yeah, I don't really... Okay, I hope this is the wheel, come on. It seems like, yes, good. Let's check the description. Maybe this has some kind of effect. Nope. Okay, it's only a good price. I think this is for 2k that you can sell this for, but I'm not sure. Do you know what would be pretty dumb? If the Kecleon Bros were to sell this gold ribbon back to you. So if they have this in stock, the only use that you could get out of this item would be selling it back. So since of course if you buy something or anything that you have is getting bought for a lower price than what you would have paid to get it. So yeah, it's pretty funny to think about it. I don't know whether or not this case can come up. Right now I do not think it can. If it did, it would be pretty funny. But yeah, anyways, 3rd floor. And we need to still find the staircase to the 5th floor. And that is going to be our goal. I hope that I'm not getting swept up into stories or thoughts again, so that I don't miss out on this floor this time. Also, we are already at 60 minutes again. I love talking, or hearing myself talk apparently. Whatever, we found, we are at the 4th floor. The wheel found an oranberry, which we would have liked to have if we did not already bring an oranberry with us, so I don't care for it. So this is a dead end, I know this, but I still have to fill the last bit of it out. So those wheels are annoying me. There's a wheel with an item, and this wheel is stepping on other items, which triggers the text box of Pokemon X has stepped on Y item. So yeah, that's quite annoying. But sometimes that's the thing that you get. Anyways, we have another dead end. We are playing apparently. We are playing the actual game. I love dead ends. Anyways, let's see this one. We found a Nidoran male. Actually, Nidoran male is one of the more dangerous Pokemon in this dungeon because of its poison buddy ability. I don't know whether or not it's called poison buddy, but the ability to inflict poison status effects to your opponent if he attacks you with a physical move. I think it's a physical move. It could also just be the normal attack, but I'm not quite sure. I think it should be the physical move. So we've reached the destination floor and we have found the Weedle as our client. Thank you very much. And let's see what partner area we will get after we rescue this Weedle. I hope it's going to be a good one, since I don't remember. I also don't think that this was even a I don't think this was even a needed thing to do. As your reward, Boulder Cave. I don't think this was needed to progress the game. It might, so let's see, didn't we do good today? Let's call it a night and get some rest. Yeah, okay. Do we get a cutscene? No? No, do we get a cutscene? Doesn't look like it. Nope, I think it does not look like it. Good morning, there's the Pelipper, alright. I thought maybe we would get a cutscene now, but alright. Maybe we have to grind a little more. We could also do the Makuhita Dojo. Do I want to show that dojo off on stream? That's the next question, or on tape, on recording, that's what I want to say. The question is pretty, has a right to be asked, but I don't know. I think I will show off the Makuhita Dojo because I like doing the Makuhita Dojo. And I think this is going to be the next episode directly after this one. I'm just going to end the episode after we have looked into what price this gold ribbon has for us. Let's look. Hello Kecleon, let's see sell, and this is a gold ribbon. Yes, I thought so. 2k. Thank you very much, and with this, I hope you all enjoyed this video and have a nice day. Goodbye.